Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Top 5 Wednesdays. For our prompt today, I always have the Goodreads group linked down below. And basically, there's a group of like booktubers and bloggers and things of that nature who sometimes have creativity slumps and don't know what to do on their channel for the next video. So such kind souls that have made this group. It's been around for years, but they come up with a prompt every month. There's like a prompt for each week. This week are the top 5 books that I think everyone should read, regardless of if you're an avid reader like me or you read 1 or 2 books a year. So here is my definitive list. This was so hard. This was so hard to limit only 5 books, but I'm trying so hard to live by the rules. I mean, who makes the rules though? Me. And like, but I did stick to 5 books. What I realized is that I really think people should read my favorite books, because if you've been around here for a while, then there's this Top 5 Wednesday book that was like my favorite books of all time or something like that. Yeah, these are very similar to that stack, but slightly different. So I guess without further ado, let's just step right in. The first book that I think everyone should read is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Man, and the saddest part about this is that I really did not want to read this. I thought I was going to hate this, and I've apologized many times to this book, but I will apologize one more time. It's a classic, which, like, don't judge it because it's a classic, okay? But you follow from Scout's perspective, and Scout is just like me as a child. Probably. She's very curious. She doesn't understand the world because in this time, I think it's like the 1950s, I want to say. But during this time, there's racism, and it's about not judging people based on what they look like, based on their skin color, based on a lot of things. And especially for the time that this story was written, it's such a beautiful and wholesome look at society and where we went wrong as a society. But this is so beautiful, and I love not only like the sibling relationships, but the friendship that Jem and Scout have. Like, they are friends. Yeah, they're brother and sister, but more than that, they're friends. And it was just so good. It was better, way better than I thought it would be. This book also made me cry. So you're gonna see a theme. Yes, every book on this list made me cry. I love books that tear my heart out and stomp on it and then burn it for good measure, and then try to help me heal a little by taping it back together. But, you know, you can't really tape a broken... Anyways, I'm getting so sidetracked today. You're welcome. If you're new around here, then just know that that is like my bread and butter, is being very random and going on these tangents, and I'm sorry. The next book that I think everyone should read is A Dog's Purpose by W. Bruce Cameron. So, I don't know if I've hit you over the head enough times with this book. And to be honest with you, this is a very beautiful, emotional story about this doggo named Bailey, whose purpose in life is to be with his human Ethan and to take care of him until he dies. And that's not really a spoiler, because this book is about Bailey coming back to life and all the different lives that he lives. Like, one time he's a police dog, and his story as a police dog made me super emotional. Then he wakes up and he's a puppy again, and you kind of discover his life with him. And I do absolutely love this book so much, but part of me does wonder if I would love it as much if... Okay, I started this book right before I had to put my dog Wyatt down, and then I didn't give myself any time to grieve or anything. I just went home and finished this book because I'm silly sometimes, and that like put an extra layer on the grief that I was already trying to fight. And I don't know, but this book is just so freaking beautiful, and it just talks about this dog that gets reincarnated and has so many different lives, and what his purpose is in all of his lives, and how like everything kind of comes back around, you know? I know it's not like a karma thing, but it kind of is. And it was just, this is perfect. This is one of the best books. I mean, most of these are one of the best books I've read, but definitely, if you don't read any books, oh my gosh, if you don't read books, but you're gonna take one of my recommendations, good luck picking, because these all emotionally drained me, but they're all so beautiful. So here's the next one. This one is my actual favorite book of all time, like all time favorite. I've probably read this book more than I've read any other book in my life, and I will continue to relive the magic that is Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls. This one I can depend on to give me an emotional cry, just like non-stop tears, snot everywhere. Sorry for that picture, but it's true. So you follow Billy during the Great Depression, and he keeps telling his parents, I just want 2 hunting hounds. Please, please, please. But it's the Great Depression. His family is having a hard time even just making it like through on their own, so they can't really afford dogs and the upkeep of dogs. So Billy, for 2 years, Billy works on the farm. He works at his granddad's store. He earns money, not a lot, but He saves every penny that he earns, and for 2 years, he finally gets his dogs. And he goes to the town, because he lives out in the country, so he goes to the town to pick up his dogs. And from there, it's just like this incredible tale of a friendship between Billy and little Ann and old Dan. And oh my gosh, old Dan's loyalty through this entire book will devastate you. You will lose it if you're anything like me. And that's why this book will always have a little piece of my heart. I think you're looking at part of my heart right here. Like, literally, perfection. Perfection. If you don't cry, then there's something wrong. But I absolutely love that book. Okay. I have 2 more books. Both of them, yeah, like I said, they've all made me cry. This next one is really hard to describe, but it's Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I've read a few Frederick Bachman, and none of them hold up except for Anxious People. I know I'm the unpopular opinion here. Everyone loves Frederick Bachman. I haven't related to any other Frederick Bachman that I've read so far in the incredible ways that I related to this masterpiece. So, like I said, it's really, really hard to explain, so I'm going to try. But words are not usually my friend. So, just go with me. You follow a bank robbery that doesn't happen, and a hostage situation in which you think you know what's going on, but you know nothing. Yeah, that is literally it, because I can't tell you anything else without spoiling this. Just go into this knowing that the anxiety rep in here is so good. Some would even say the depression rep in here. The suicidal thoughts and actions that are taken in that realm of things is incredible. So don't take this book lightly. It is so hard-hitting, and it's about all the darker things in life that we kind of just turn and ignore or don't talk about as much. And I've always said on this channel that those are the kind of conversations that we need to be having. Those are the kind of books that we need to be reading, and this definitely goes places. And our last book that I think everyone should read is a horror novel. This is We Spread by Ian Reid. I mean, looking at this cover, you can't tell that it's a horror novel, but Grandma Penny, oh my gosh, Grandma Penny did it for me. Oh my gosh. You follow this woman named Penny who's getting older. Her husband died months ago, maybe a couple years ago. It's not explicitly told. I think it's been several months, but her landlord finds her on the floor and she can't get up, so he helps her pack up and he takes her to this retirement facility where they're supposed to take care of her. But it's like elite retirement facility because, wealthy people. And being inside Penny's mind was so raw and so beautiful because she talks about when she was a young lady, she would go out and she would party and she would drink all the time, and she loved to read books, but now she can't even remember her favorite book. What was it about? What, besides drinking and dancing, who was she with? What happened in those years of her life that she is slowly losing all of her memories? And it's this beautiful commentary on getting old. And it is so incredibly sad. But that's what makes it so good. You also, the layer that I really liked was that you just assume because she's getting older that maybe she's losing her memories. Maybe it's like dementia or something like that. But hear me out here. What if the facility that she went to live peacefully, to be taken care of, what if that facility, what if the people there are not taking care of Grandma Penny? And no, she's not my grandma, but I felt this was like a big, huge hug from a grandmother's perspective. And I know that Ian Reid is not a grandma. Not yet. Because he's a guy. But I still just, loved this book. I loved all the books that I recommended here. So even if you don't read often, I feel like that those are the 5 books that you need to just stop, take a 5, and read those 5. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. And I will catch you in the next video.